Are you looking to branch out and become more adventurous in your wine selection, but don't quite know how to start? Well, not to worry, because you and I are going wine shopping together. Learn more about those obscure grapes and wine regions where you can find a sensational bottle of wine for criminally low prices. Let's get started exploring and tasting new wines together. Hello again, my friends. I'm very excited to get to taste another bottle with you, and in particular, this bottle. There is a country that produces consistently delicious red, white, and rosé wines for insanely affordable prices, and I guarantee you, you're not drinking enough of them. Maybe it's not even on your radar yet. Well, the country I'm talking about is Portugal. I think when most people think Portuguese wines, they think port, a sweet, fortified style of wine that is very famous, and rightfully so. But the dry wines of Portugal just continue to blow me away, and more attention needs to be paid to them. Although, I don't really want the word to get fully out because the prices are so affordable. You can pick this bottle of Vinha da Fonte's Reserva Red Blend from Trader Joe's for $7.99. So this is a blend that uses a couple of Portugal's indigenous grape varieties, Castelao and Touriga Nacional, as well as a French grape called Alicante Bouschet that has become very popular, kind of found a new homeland in Portugal. It's very widely planted across southern Portugal in particular. And then you're also going to find a couple grapes you might be familiar with in here, Cabernet Sauvignon and Syrah. This wine does come from southern Portugal, from a region called the Setúbal Peninsula. This region is becoming very popular with tourists because of its natural beauty, with a few national parks and reserves there. It experiences a Mediterranean climate, so that means it's getting very nice, hot, warm summers, more mild and rainy, slightly humid winters because it is a peninsula on the ocean. You're going to find some of the vineyards planted up higher in the mountains and rockier soils than others planted down closer to the coast, flatter land, sandier, poorer soils. So I would love to get tasting with you. Just noticing this very opaque color, I can pretty safely guess this is going to be a pretty robust wine. You do find that in southern Portugal, typically. I've also noticed it's 14.5% alcohol, which isn't low, but that will definitely contribute to the heft of the wine. So I think this is perfect to be trying this in February. This wine does spend time in French and American oak barrels. So oak is something that implements a few things, most noticeably certain characteristics on the nose and the palate, things like vanilla, baking spice notes like cinnamon, allspice, clove, and then also it adds tannin. So tannin being something that's naturally found in the skins, seeds, and stems of grapes. It almost dries your mouth out when you take a sip of a highly tannic wine. All the moisture leaves your mouth. It kind of feels like sandpaper on your gums. Oak can contribute that to a wine. It's got all those kind of holiday baking spices, vanilla, all these lush, jammy fruits. It's like a baked blueberry, blackberry pie. This is getting me thinking about baked goods. There's black currant in here. There's pepper, licorice, but like red licorice, like dark red licorice. There's something syrupy about it, not in an unpleasant way, not in a cloying way, but syrupy, like I've mentioned this before. It's one of my favorite tasting notes for wines like this. If you've ever had a Manhattan at a bar, those cherries, the Luxardo cherries, delicious, that you find in the bottom of your Manhattan, that, but also the liquid that they sit in the jar is what this smells like. I should drink this, you're right. Definite tannin, nothing crazy high though. Just picking it up a little bit on my teeth, my gums, but absolutely everything I just said. I can feel the alcohol going down my chest, which again, it's chilly in a lot of the world right now in the Northern Hemisphere, so that's gonna help you out. Yeah, a lot again of that vanilla, baking spice. Very, very cozy. It's like wrapping a sweater around you, but it's wine. Something kind of meaty about it too. It's subtle, but it's there. Tastes like demi-glace, that really rich, reduced stock that you can add to stews to just make them even richer and more flavorful. It's a very dense wine. There's a lot to unpack in here. There's a mentholy eucalyptus quality on here as well. Kind of wild mushrooms. Maybe that's the savoriness I'm picking up. this foresty floor, mossiness. This is the perfect comfort wine to pair with comfort foods. And you do find some really nice rich stews, like wild boar stews in Portugal, especially inland. So if you are making any stews, chilies, roasts, steaks, I could see this translating really well to the summer in the form of barbecued and grilled meats, something that's pretty powerful though. I wouldn't do this with seafood of any kind or any more delicate. I wouldn't do this with poultry personally. I'm sure somebody could find a way to cook me something poultry that would pair with this. But I would go more towards the darker meats, the richer foods. Yes, very, very cozy. So for any of you that do like big, juicy reds, that like your really big Napa Cabs, Paso Robles Zinfandels, Australian Syrahs, just those like really rich, robust, luxurious red wines, this is a definite pick for you, and for only $7.99. You're not gonna get any of those other wines that I just listed for $7.99. So certainly you can risk being adventurous with this wine. The lovely thing is in Portugal, you can get these rich, robust reds, but they also have lighter, more restrained red wines, like a grape called Baga from Bairrada. Single variety, you find a lot of blends in the dry wines of Portugal, but they're starting to get more sophisticated with their single varietal, so that single grape being in the bottle. They're starting to get a little more refined with that, and especially that grape. So you can just find Portugal is an embarrassment of riches when it comes to the diversity of its wines. And if you want to learn more about it, which I highly recommend you should because it is such a cool place, SomTV has this wonderful 2-part Wines of Portugal masterclass series that goes a lot more into those indigenous grape varieties that you don't find anywhere else in the world, and then getting into more of those regions because you have so much variety getting down to the warmer climate in the south and then getting up to this cooler, more coastal and maritime influenced regions in the north. It's really, really exciting country, exciting time to be drinking their dry wines. So please, by all means, pick up your bottle of this lovely Portuguese red blend. Let me know what you think. Did you enjoy this? Would you buy it again? Would you like to try more? Let me know. And until we open our next bottle together, keep exploring and trying new wines. Cheers.